In this video, I'll be discussing the best settings to shoot for social media with your camera, but with a twist, striking the perfect balance between obtaining the best quality while also saving up external storage space. Let's get into it. Hello everyone, and welcome back to yet another video where I'll be sharing my own knowledge and experiences. Today I'll be discussing the best settings to use on your camera for social media content. Now I know there are a bunch of videos out there discussing somewhat the same things, but one thing that I'm currently facing as my business grows is the constant struggle of storing the content efficiently while also not breaking the bank with endless number of hard drives, SSDs, and cloud storage solutions. Nowadays, we're entering the world of recording footages in like S-Log3, 4K, 6K, and even 8K with 422 10-bit color, which is a super high quality, super heavy file. So although you're getting a ton of information and room to punch into your 4K footage and color grade to extreme levels while also preserving highlights with super high dynamic range, it comes with its own challenges. And you might ask, what the hell is 422, 10-bit, S-Log3, and so on? So let me give you a brief on that. So to make it simpler, first let's talk about what a bit rate means. The bit refers to the levels of red, green, or blue that your camera can record. If your camera shoots in 8-bit, that means there are 256 levels of each color, or around 16.8 million combinations of colors in total. Now, although 16.8 million sounds like a lot, but it's still not as good as 10-bit. With 8-bit, you'll notice areas of light fall off from bright to dark, which show up as bands of shading or blocks of pixels, rather than a smooth gradient. This effect may be noticeable on YouTube, where content usually faces heavy compression. Bumping up to 10-bit though multiplies the levels of color by 4 times. That's 1024 available values for green, red, and blue, or 1 billion total combinations. So 10-bit color is your ticket to producing high dynamic range content. Now first comes the struggle with understanding all these settings, especially for someone like myself who came from a Canon 90D, which didn't have settings of color depth and S-Log. All it had was 1080p or 4K resolution capabilities, and that's it. Now that I've learned about these new things, I know that my Canon 90D shot in 420 8-bit color with a standard picture profile. No S-Log available, and oh man, those days were the simpler days. But naturally, as the business is growing, the quality of work should also stand out amongst the crowd of competition we're facing here. And sometimes we're creating content that is displayed on very large TVs and projectors, which kinda necessitates us to shoot at the highest quality possible. So now I've switched to a Sony ZV-E1 and Sony a7 IV, where they both shoot some of the best quality content, and it took a bit of time for me to understand all the different settings. Now with the highest quality comes the biggest struggle I never thought I'd have to deal with, because of how easy it was to store the footage from my Canon, and that is constantly running out of hard drive and cloud storage space. During the past 2 years, I've gone through 4 5-terabyte hard drives, and I've subscribed to a cloud storage service that has a space of up to 20 terabytes, from which I've already used 14 terabytes of. Additionally, my videographers in the company both also have 5-terabyte hard drives each, and they're about to run out of space as well. So basically, we're using 5 terabytes of storage every 2 to 3 months, and that is crazy, because these drives are not cheap. They're about 450 dirhams or $125 each, and not to mention the number of hard drives I've had crashing on me and losing all my content. So I sat down with my team and thought of a solution which I think would be worth trying out for yourself as well. So the solution was that we decided to shoot at a much lower resolution for social media. Now it's important to take note when I say social media, which is including platforms like Instagram Reels, TikTok, Snapchat, and so on, excluding YouTube long-form content, because I'd probably shoot this in 420 8-bit 4K resolution. The resolution we decided to adapt is also not compromising the overall quality of our uploads or content. We decided to shoot everything in 1080p with 422 10-bit color and S-Log3 picture profile. This way, it is the best balance between quality and smaller file size, because the platforms I named only allow uploads of up to 1080p, so it was pretty much useless for us to shoot in 4K. Now you might say with 4K footage, you can punch in and zoom in as much as you want without losing much quality. But we found that we rarely punch into our footage for a different composition. Additionally, with the 422 10-bit and S-Log3, we're still preserving as much color depth and dynamic range as possible. We found that this way we can record up to an additional 5 hours of content on our memory cards as well. But you must be careful to change your settings according to the environment. If you're asked by the client to record footage that might make it on TVs and projectors, make sure you shoot in 4K 422 10-bit S-Log3. Or if you're in a super dark or lit environment, go with the same settings to grab the highest amount of dynamic range possible. To make this process of switching settings easier, we also made a custom button on our ZV-E1 where you can switch between XAVC-S 4K and an XAVC-S HD easily. The way to do that on any Sony camera is to head over to the briefcase icon in the menu section, then scroll down to dial customization into custom key dial set for video, and then choose the button you want to allocate. This way you don't have to go into your menu section every single time and search for the media quality tab and change over and over again. As for the storage solution, we've decided to now track back on our footage and delete all the content we deem unusable to free up some space. We're also working towards storing and editing on SSDs and utilizing hard drives for archiving purposes only to reduce the chance of facing corruption. Because as you may know, hard drives have moving mechanical parts which get damaged over time, as opposed to your SSDs. With that being said, I hope this video was helpful and valuable for you. Make sure to comment your questions below, drop a like, and subscribe for more videos just like this one. See you guys in the next one.